Hi, Illustrator students. This is your Watch Me First movie. You can see what I'm kind of clicking on right there for week 1. And I am going to do this for every single module that is throughout the semester. So week 1, week 2, week 3 will all have a Watch Me First movie just to get you started for that week. As you can see, there looks like there's a lot of stuff in the week 1 module. And what I want to do is to break it down and show you it's not really that hard, okay? So in the opening syllabus movie, I showed you how to click on modules over here to access all the files and all the weekly content. And again, I will tell you that this right here, this week 1 right here, matches the syllabus, which is right here for week 1. So I'm going to go to the syllabus here for week 1 and make it bigger. So you're to review the first day handout. You're to review the Tool 1 Palette PDF. It's all in your syllabus. And you are to review the Pen and Path PDF and tutorial movies, okay? The course mail is something that you should do a welcome message reply to me. And of course, please take the Tool Palette quiz. Okay, those are all the things that are due for week 1. Week 2 actually has the Guide to Pen and Path file. I'm giving you all the way until week 2. So I'm hoping that I correctly put the due date in Canvas for week 2. So I also in here, if I can just go to the end, week 2 is 9/23 to 9/29. So let's hope that 9/29 is your due date for the Pen and Path. I'm gonna go check. So I'm going to minimize this right now just for a minute, and I'm going to go to week 2 where it says September 29th is indeed your Dropbox for the Guide to Pen and Path assignment. Now let's go back up here, and you're supposed to click the very first item, which is the welcome message. So I want you just to say hello. You don't have to say something real big. Just say hello and just reply to this that you've arrived safely. Just say, yep, I'm here, and that's good. Okay? I'm fine with that. So let's go back. That was easy, huh? Now, the practice sheet for the tool test is right here. So I'm going to click it, and then it's going to hopefully launch here, and then you can just click this PDF thing right there and it'll download. So this blank practice test right there, which I'm just going to show you like this, is for you to print out and just practice. So let me get to the actual tool palette test. So I mean the actual sheet. So this is the completed practice sheet. So the completed practice sheet is something you should print out so you can know that the selection tool is the V key, the magic wand is the Y, the direct selection tool is the A key, and so on all the way through this. Now, obviously, when you take the quiz, you could have this in front of you. Should you have it in front of you? Well, I'm hoping that you actually learn the quick keys. One of the things that makes Macomb students really good with industry is that they know their quick keys. So please try to use a couple of hours to memorize these, and then if I go back, you can see that you need to then click the quiz right there. Now I am in the instructors part of the quiz, so I'll preview it the way you're going to see it. And then these are the questions. So it asks you to choose the keyboard shortcut for the direct selection tool. You would simply click one of these buttons and keep on going until the very last question. So that's cool, and I think that you should again, just practice makes perfect, and I'm holding you to your honor. So the next thing is click this button, and on your desktop right over here where I'm clicking, your asset files will come to your machine. So I'm going to download, see how I'm clicking this? I'm going to download the Pen and Path zip. You see how it just launched and now it's right on my file, right on my desktop? And now I'm going to click it and there'll be a folder. And inside the folder are two files. The PDF file, which I demonstrate in the movies, I don't have to do it here, and the actual guide, the actual thing that you start with. Okay, so let me close that. I can actually throw that away for a second. And just to show you what that actually looks like, I actually opened all three. Now, at the end of the second week, this is what you're going to get in the beginning. So this is what you open up. And you can see, I should make that palette option a little bigger right here. You can see that there's a drawing layer and a tracing layer. Now, I don't want to get into this too much because I explain it all in the movies, which I'll show you in a second where they are. Make sure that your tracing layer always remains locked. Thank you. Make sure you're selected on the drawing layer. That's very good. And now, the very first thing you should do, once you open this up, is save as and add your name. So you would save as wherever you're saving it, and then you would put your name in there. So underscore Brian or underscore Mary or underscore your last name, that's fine with me, okay? Because I have to know who the file belongs to when you download it to me, because I download everything to my screen, and if you only name it Guide to Pen and Path, then I'm not going to know who that is, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is, this is the completed one. So I'm going to zoom in to the top, and you can see, if I move this over slightly, you can see that I've matched my black line to the red template line. So I've populated this layer with all of these paths. Now, again, I demonstrate this in the movies to come, so I don't have to show you. But I want you to give me a separate file that has black lines with no fills. Now, repeat that. Black lines with no fills. Don't make the fill white. Make the fill none. Okay, I'll show you the difference kind of quickly here. So if I were to move this one over, you can see that there's a none fill, right? This is the Illustrator tool palette right there. If you can't find it, it's under Window and Toolbars. Okay, so I was just looking if they've changed anything, but they haven't. So what I want you to do is to click the fill. This top one on the left is the fill, and I can double click it if I want to. Bring up this color picker, move the little circle inside up to the upper left-hand corner, and now I have a white fill. So that's the difference. The difference between a white fill and a no fill is that you can see the red line underneath. So please, when you're drawing, have it be what? Watch. Click fill, click none, and it's no fill. Now I'll Command or Control Z back until that's back in place, but I just won't save the file. So you have to give me this file. So that's your first file. Then I want you to name it your same name, but then put the word colored in it. And then I want you to play with the fills. Okay? That's it. That's the whole first week. So plus the second week. So let's just minimize this and show you that when you are finished with this, when you've done the welcome message, when you've completed the first quiz, which is the only quiz, and when you've downloaded your files, you can watch these movies. I have 6 movies. It starts with this one right there. So when you click it, it's going to guide you through, and I'll be quiet for a second.
The first demonstration movie is going to be the Guide to Pen and Path.
Okay, I don't have to show that because you're going to watch it. Now, the way that I want you to watch it is in conjunction in this particular assignment with the PDF file. So if I open up this and show you the PDF file, I am going to warn you, tell you, suggest to you, kind of make sure that you don't just use this PDF when you try to execute the file. You won't understand what I mean by all of these little shortcut things here. You got it? You have to watch the movies. And that's true for every assignment. So the movies will explain everything. So learn to pause the movie when you have to. Now I'm going to show that, and then I'm going to get away from this whole thing. Okay, so let me minimize this. So back to here. So let me go to movie 2. Let's start movie 2, and I'll click into movie 2. So now let's say that you are accomplishing, let me click a little farther.
Layer is the one that is
A little farther.
your stroke.
Okay, so
at 1 point.
I'm actually asking you to do something here. So learn to pause the movie, learn to pause it, perform the step, then go back and start the movie.
Up and down arrows.
Then when I actually do a step, you see how I'm doing a step in the movie? When I do that step right there,
Approximately 8 o'clock, and always handlebars go on the fat side of any curve. Okay.
so when you feel comfortable, or if you need to rewind it and watch that little step again, get used to pausing the movie. Then get used to clicking the Illustrator button, or if you have 2 screens, that would be great, but you can go back and forth between these files. Okay, so when you're working on this one right here, and I show you how to zoom in, I show everything. Okay, so when you're working on this and you want to go to the next step, just go back and click your internet browser, click your go button.
On the outer side of it.
When I show you the next step,
So now-
pause it, go back to Illustrator. It'd be great if you had a second screen, and then do the second step. Now that's how it works for everything. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go hit the back button, and you are good to go. So now when you are finished right here, you can actually submit it right there. And in week 2, all I want you to also do in week 2 is to answer the question Adobe Illustrator and your career path. So basically I should rename this that this is the Watch Me First movie for week 1 and week 2, which I will do. Okay, so the next one that you will be watching is when you start the music icon, and there will be a Watch Me First movie for week 3. Okay, thank you.